Hello and welcome back. We're talking executive presence and confident speaking skills with Tyrone Naidoo. Tyrone, I'm revealing.
I didn't know I was under assessment. This is weird.
It's weird. He didn't know he had an assessment. He did have an assessment to be here. He's qualifying. And it all has to do with this moment. We had a moment,
Okay.
which brought you here. So we were talking about confident speaking skills. We were out one night, and there were so many golden nuggets that you were sharing with me. And I was like, I have to share this on the show. So I asked you, please come onto the show. Let's have this conversation. And here's the moment. Because like I said, it's easy to talk about confidence.
Sure.
And you took a moment and you breathed in and you went, yes, I'll come onto your show. It's going to challenge me. It's stretching me.
Yeah.
It's not comfortable for me, but let's do it. That's the reason why I want to do it.
Yeah.
And the key there is that confidence is not arrogant. And that's the authenticity. It wasn't arrogant. Confidence is allowed to say, that's not not comfortable for me.
Yeah.
You can acknowledge, you can say, oh, I don't know what the answer is.
Yes.
Confidence is comfortable with that. So that's why you're on the show.
I think that's very true. I think you do have to challenge yourself, right? So that's part of the reason I said yes. I didn't know that had an impact that it did, so I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. So let's quickly talk about success, because the whole idea is we're talking about the modern workplace, like today. So we have to have new ideas, we have to have new conversations, new voices, all of that. And I want to know from you, what does success in the workplace mean to you right now?
Yeah. So I think it's always a matter of perspective, right? So I think, given the last sort of 2.5, 3 years that we've gone through, I think everybody's gone and sort of rejigged what success means in their life. And I think for me, success honestly is, waking up every day and not dreading your day. And I think that is the key. If you are waking up and like, oh no, I have to go to work, then you're probably in the wrong place, or you're in the wrong job, or in the wrong role, or whatever it might be. But that every day when I wake up and it's like, this is a good day to be at work, that I consider success. Now, do I think I'm going to get there 100% of the time? Probably not. There are good days and bad days at work, and there is in every job. But if you can get there more often than not, I think that's ultimately what success means.
That's a great measurement. Yeah. Now, this is a question I always ask every guest. They have different answers. I love it. What does confidence look and feel like to you?
It's a tough question, because it's a very sort of abstract concept, right? What is confidence? And I think it is, for me, it's always been an element of control. So I find confident people are in control of their surroundings. Even when they're out of control, they're still in control, if that makes sense, So if they're doing something crazy like skydiving or whatever it is, the adrenaline rush is happening and all of those good things are happening, but they're deliberate, they're in the moment, they are enjoying it at that point in time. And I think for me, it's that presence is always there. People are present in that moment, and that confidence just sort of exudes itself into other things. So even when the situation might appear completely uncontrolled and wild, the confidence shows through. And I think for me, that always just shines through. And
I love how this has come full circle to the definition of what is executive presence. And you've had very specific words. You've spoken about being deliberate.
Yes. Yeah.
For that presence to happen.
Yeah.
Great analogy with the skydiving. Now, as we move forward into this progressive new society that we're creating, what progression would you like to see more of in leadership?
Yeah. So I think if I reflect back before reflecting forward, it's nice to see the changes happening, right? So I mean, I've seen just in my workplace, you sort of see the appointment of a female CEO, and people don't really look at that and like, oh, she's appointed because she's a woman. There was actually no question about it. So when I look back and just in my 10 years in the workplace and you actually see the change happening, it's quite comforting to know that the change can happen even going forward. So I think the progression I would like to see a little bit more of is a bit more honesty in the workplace. I think the sort of last 10 years we've always spoken about, and I think growing up, when we grew up, you speak a lot about, you got to find your purpose, and you got to find your purpose in the workplace and all of those things. And I think we often just negate why people are actually there. So people are not necessarily there to work at a company because they agree with the purpose. They're also there because they've got a family to support, and all of that honesty needs to come back into the workplace and say, you're here because you want the next promotion, or you want the next job, or you want to, I don't know, put something great on your CV to get another job somewhere. And I think when you start bringing in that honesty, you can start having different conversations with people, and that's the next progression I'd like to see.
And that brings us back to the authenticity.
Yeah.
Thank you for all your wisdom that you've been sharing with us. We're now going to play a game.
Okay.
So now, like, the serious stuff is done.
Okay.
We're going to get to know you. I've got rapid questions for you.
Okay.
They're one-word answers. It's quick. It's speedy. Are you ready?
I think so.
All right. Okay. So, dream destination holiday.
South Pacific Islands, probably during rugby season, but that would be great.
We've got a sports fan in the house.
Exactly.
First thing you do in the morning when you wake up?
Oh, wish I could get out of it, but check my phone.
Mr.
I know.
Twitter
it's terrible, but that is the first thing I do.
But it's honest.
Yes, it is honest.
See, you walk your talk. It's honest. Okay, so what is your current habit that you are working on formulating? A good habit?
Trying to put things down in the correct place the first time. So I just think that's something that we could all do better. It's like, why put it somewhere and then have to tidy up later? Just put it in the right place the first time.
Yeah, and give it a place.
Yeah, exactly.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Now, mountain, ocean, or bush?
Mountain.
Yeah, that was a quick. Most people are saying mountain. Very interesting. And what book are you currently reading?
The Hate You Give. Yeah, I haven't really gotten into it just yet, but I think it's quite interesting.
Now that you said that, I think we actually follow each other on Goodreads.
I think we do.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll go check that out. And then the last question is, what is like a motto, a saying that we will hear you, Tyrone, say often, that you live by?
Oh, there's a few. I think the one I always tell my team is, we work in the technology environment, so it's, and I think it's a bit deeper than it appears, but it's, if your first release is not embarrassing, you've released too late. Just get things out into the world quicker. Don't sit on it and just wait until it's perfect. There's no such thing.
I needed to hear that one.
Yeah.
So done is better than perfect.
Yeah.
Release it.
Get it out
I
there.
like that.
Yeah.
Release it. Thank you. Thank you for coming onto the show.
No, thank you for having me.
And sharing your wisdom. Please go connect with Tyrone on LinkedIn. Tyrone Naidoo. Go find him there. And also, if you want to find out more ways to have better and develop your confident communication skills in the workplace, go check out my website, www.confidentvoices.co.za. There's a great blog that will give you loads of nuggets of wisdom, and I'd love to connect with you. Now, next week, we'll be here, same place, same time. We're going to be speaking to Kobus Visser on confident mindsets. So we'll see you next week for that one. Bye-bye.